What's everyone? It's your boy Maximus Designer. How we doing today? First and foremost, pause. First and foremost, I hope we're staying safe out there, but coming our faces without masks and everything, y'all. Especially with part 2 being here and everything. That's number 1. Number 2, I extremely hope we're covering up our bodies well, which of course up to you guys or wherever you guys live out there in the world. Up to you, no problem. No problem. And I extremely hope we're staying safe out there from crazy mother people, whether they are in the streets and or in the stores. Still, regardless of either factor, y'all, I still hope you're doing just that. And as usual, guys, Black Lives do matter, yes. However, within my personal and honest opinion, all lives do matter, y'all. No matter who, what, or where you're from, all lives do matter. But in this case, Black lives do matter. But still, as always, all lives do matter, y'all. Anyways, welcome back to Predator Hunting Grounds, y'all. However, check this out. This is the situation about it. Yes, y'all. I know I was a little sloppy for not giving y'all a Tuesday and Wednesday gameplay. Yes, I know I failed you. I'm sorry. I was a little busy and or distracted between those 2 days. And at the same time, I had to give it a lot of thought what to give y'all. You dig what I'm saying? But still, it's a little late for that. I'm sorry, once again. However, this is what I'm going to do. I know it's not Friday yet. However, I could be busy tomorrow. So, instead, what I'm going to do for y'all is give y'all not a gameplay, but what I did promise you guys for Predator Hunting Grounds, which, keep following me here. We're gonna go through the collection of the Dutch tapes. And like I said, and or promised you guys that what I was gonna give y'all is that we're gonna sit here, right, and we're gonna listen through all 4 of the Dutch tapes I have so far. So for some of you who are playing it, I know you guys already know this, so y'all don't have to watch this video. But for those who are not too much into the game, playing the game itself, who have never played it, or even for some people that may have watched the movie but don't have the game altogether because they're not gamers or whatever. Cool, awesome, wonderful, beautiful, up to you. It's your choice. I'm only doing this so that way for those of you who are actually interested in knowing. Sorry, y'all, I had to take a pause because my speaking is a little crap. Alright, it's a little sloppy. I'm sorry. Okay, if you guys are interested in knowing what happened to Dutch, aka Mr. Arnold the Terminator, after the fact when he went toe-to-toe with the damn Predator before he went suicidal on himself. Not the Terminator, y'all. And or Arnold to say. I'm talking about the Predator. When he said, okay, you know what? Frick yourself. I'm gonna blow myself up. And hopefully I can take you with me. Anyways, so what we're gonna do, y'all, is sit here, right? Or at least in this case, y'all are sitting on your couches, sofas, chairs, whatever you're comfortably sitting at, and or laying amongst your beds. I don't know. It's up to y'all. And we're gonna just watch. Well, y'all gonna watch, and or what we're gonna do is listen to what went down after the fact. Like, that's all this is gonna be about. No gameplay, just for y'all who are interested in listening to what happened to Mr. Dutch, aka Mr. Arnold, aka the Terminator, after the fact when he had escaped from the Predator and everything, to know his story. But those of you who have the game already, who are currently playing it and have listened to the tapes, alright, cool, y'all don't have to watch this, y'all can bounce. Alright, deuces, peace, Feliz Navidad. That's not it, but you know what I'm talking about. Alright, but for those of you who are interested in listening and who don't have the game, who've been curious about what happened to him and everything, please sit back, relax, get some snacks, and let's listen to what went down. Alright, here we go. Tape 1.
It's September 12th, 1987. My name is Major Alan Schaefer, also known as Dutch, U.S. Army veteran, Special Ops Commander. and the only survivor of the Valverde incident. These tapes are my personal testimony. Insurance. Should anything happen to me, what I found won't be lost. My team was brought in to rescue a Guatemala cabinet minister and his aide, who had been captured by guerrilla forces in Valverde. We located the downed helicopter, and the skinned bodies of those aboard hung in nearby trees, seemingly at the hands of guerrilla fighters. After assaulting their camp, it became clear that the mission was a setup. American intelligence had sent us to retrieve the captured agents who had been on recon for future military action. But none of that matters, because while we were clearing out the guerrilla...
Okay, y'all, real quick. For the first time I listened to the tape, right? Here's my second time, and for sure I didn't hear him say, but none of that matters anymore. You hear? Okay, if y'all rewind at least 5 seconds back into the video, whether you're watching by your cellular device and or your TVs, if y'all listen very clearly, he didn't say anymore. He didn't say that part. I'm hoping those of y'all who are watching this now have caught that. Alright, here we go.
Something was hunting us. An invisible killer tracked us as we made our way to the extraction point. In 24 hours, it wiped out my entire team. Rick Hawkins, Blaine Cooper, Mac Elliott, Billy Soul, Jorge Ramirez, and Al Dillon. The best soldiers I've ever known. Men I trusted with my life were butchered like animals. It was a nightmare. We walked in with guns, but it had perfect camouflage, advanced weaponry, and could see heat. It was strong and smart, a pitiless hunter. I waited, I watched, and when I understood it, when I saw how it hunted, I killed it. As it lay dying, in a final fuck you, it activated an explosive device.
Exactly what I said a few seconds ago, y'all, from before I started this shit. That's exactly what the Predator said. As he attempted to talk in English, or laugh in this case, he said the beautiful term, as Mr. Dutch has said, y'all. I'm sorry, no, he said to Dutch, since he's the only one alive, that is, I'm taking you along with me. Alright, here we go. I'm sorry. Here we go.
I barely escaped that blast. My radiation sickness and the crater of the explosion are the only evidence it ever was here. I've given my official statement to A.J. Peter Keys of the OWLF, but it's become clear I needed to investigate Valverde myself. Keys was thorough, but he asked all the wrong questions. I mean, we have proof of alien life, but that life sees us as game. It's an alien whose first contact with humanity was to hunt us for sport. All Keys cared about was the technology lost in the explosion. He can see the jungle for the trees. I see the threat. He sees the opportunity. Spies are all the same. I mean, we aren't people to them. We are assets. How many soldiers will he feed to those monsters just for a chance to steal from them or to learn from them? The government can't be trusted. So I'll have to do this on my own. I'm cutting my treatment short and going off the grid. I will make my way back to South America to Valverde. I was told that there were stories about demons who make trophies of man. I'd like to hear those stories.
Hang on, y'all, hang on. Okay, so there y'all go. That was part 1 and or tape 1 of what happened to Dutch after the fact of the explosion and everything. Because y'all, even though, like, okay, there you go, check this out. In my personal opinion, just like I remember some time ago, I have mentioned how in some cases, between realistic movies show one part of the story while other, let's say, like TV shows, whether they are realistic and or animated / cartoonish in a way, right? that tell the rest of the story of what went down from the beginning and everything, or more or less to say the beginning, right? In this case, the same damn thing had occurred with Mr. Dutch here, right? Follow along with me about this. I say this because even though this is not in a movie, as far as I'm concerned with, right? We don't know any of this had occurred. Even with the new Blu-ray movies coming out with the upgraded versions of the Predator movies, Jurassic Park, and so on and so forth, right? They don't tell the rest of the story or so what went down after the fact of what had previously occurred. In my opinion, even though, yes, y'all, this is a game that we're literally watching and or listening to in order to know what went down. However, this is still good information nonetheless of us knowing what had happened to Dutch after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Even in the animated / cartoonish versions, for example, Star Wars, there was these realistic movies, right? However, in the TV show of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, right? I consider that as a background story of what would happen behind the scenes in a way, like what happened after each of the parts of the movies themselves. You dig what I'm saying about that? So I'm just trying to say and or point out this is something similar to that. Even though it's not a cartoon show, animated / cartoonish show, these are just tapes that we're just listening. However, nonetheless, it's still quite the similar situation of what we're doing right now. All right, here we go. Next tape, y'all.
April 8th,
Hang on, y'all. Let me raise this up.
1991. I'm not dead yet. I'll admit, I regret not curing my radiation sickness before I left. It made leaving the country difficult. I cashed in a few favors, took one too many off-the-book flights in rusted-out buckets, but I made it back to Valverde. The area was on lockdown, sealed by American intelligence for study. The complex centered on a crater from the alien self-destruction. I found the scientists slumming in the local bar. A few drinks, a couple of threads later, I was ready to talk. It wasn't much, barely anything I didn't already know. The blast emitted a form of radiation they'd never seen before. Some believed it was extraterrestrial, some didn't. Either they're not too bright, or there's nothing to find. I decided to let them keep searching in vain. It kept them busy and off my trail. I've been touring villages and small towns using the cover of an author, writing about South American folklore. I don't know if any of them bought in, but they took my money and told their stories. The closer they were to the jungle, the more stories of devils in the trees. Some were bullshit, made up on the spot, but some carried consistencies that I couldn't ignore. Whatever it was, the demons who make trophies of man, the devil of the trees, or the skull taker, the stories always began on the hottest summer that they could remember. In the summer of 1987, Valverde nearly broke its all-time high in temperatures. They love the heat. It must remind them of home. Everything else confirmed the truth of the stories. Proud warriors skinned and hanged, skulls and spines ripped from their bodies. Maybe it was obvious from the beginning, but it wasn't until I heard the stories that I truly accepted the purpose of these mutilations. I mean, they're taking trophies. They travel impassable distances to hunt us, skin us, and mount us over some alien fireplace in another world. It would be disgusting if it weren't so familiar. Where do I go now? It's been on my mind all year. The takeaway from all this intel is that they've been doing this for decades, centuries maybe. They're coming back, and I need to be there when they do.
Okay, real quick, y'all. Here's the funny part about that. When he just said for hundreds of years and for centuries. Turns out, if y'all look back in the Predator Part 2 or Predator 2, however it's titled, the point is if you look back on Part 2 of the Predator movie, right after Part 1 with Mr. Dutch and with that outstanding police officer. If you look towards the very ending, when more or less to say a head hunter and or the leader of the group that was there at the time, right? It had turned out that as soon as that head hunter and or head predator of that small group gave that cop guy a gun as a trophy or a way of saying good job or good kill, whatever the case may be, of respect and or of honor wise for the kill, right? It literally said that gun was from 1975, if I'm not mistaken, at the time it said on there. It could be slightly reversed, but nonetheless, either way, if you look back on that and you see where it says that right there, you can tell automatically that they've been doing it for centuries. Or more or less to say for centuries, hundreds of years. Because hell, if y'all look at them, they almost look like they don't even age that much. Almost like a Super Saiyan thing, you know what I mean? But probably even way longer than them. Depending if they eat well, eat right, and shit like that. Hell, who knows? Maybe even forever. As far as we all know and or are concerned with. We don't even know much and or a whole lot about the Predators per se. Other than they're like, you know what, in an honest way of saying, y'all, they're almost like Saiyans. Let me tell you why about that. I say that because, you know, the Saiyan race are a proud warrior race, right? All about if one Saiyan starts a fight with another Saiyan or someone else in single combat, right? They have the proud way of dealing whoever their opponents are alone and not ask for help. Or for anyone to interrupt them or anything like that. You know what I mean? So in this case, for the Predators, they have something like that going on in their code of honor. Such as they only attack people and or in their case, in their way, warriors who are armed. Excuse me, burp. Because otherwise, they don't attack anybody else. They don't attack other men, women, or even children. Right? Not even close. But they only attack people who are armed. Only, y'all. Whether they are, warriors, aka like police officers, killers, whichever the case may be. Either way, they would still attack people who are armed, nonetheless. However, in their code of honor, though, they do not attack and or kill people who are unarmed, unless the people who are unarmed, that is, want to be a little brave and or slightly stupid to provoke the Predator to slightly go against their code just a wee bit. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, they do live in a code of honor, almost like this, like the Saiyans do. In my, personal opinion, a little bit, in my observational opinion. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's get to tape number 3, y'all.
April 8th, 1991. I'm not dead yet. I'll admit, I regret not curing my radiation sickness before I left.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was still on the 3rd tape. I was supposed to be on the 4th tape. I'm sorry. That's my fault. That's my bad. All right, here we go.
March 3rd, 1996, Zaire. I thought I could wait. I thought that I could hold back and make my move at the right time. I couldn't. Fuck. I had to find them. I needed to hunt it, or let it hunt me. I joined up with any private military company that was headed into the hot zone. I pulled every string, cashed out every favor just to follow the sweat and the death that attracted the demon. I eventually put together a team myself. Lost soldiers and haunted men, willing to fight and to die wherever I led them. They thought that I was a legend. And I let...
Real quick, y'all. Like, y'all, if I may speak behalf of everybody who watches this right now, and for everybody out there in the whole damn world, Dutch, my boy, you is a damn legend. Even though, yes, I know he's talking about right there as a, legendary being for his military skills and whatnot, but in retrospect, y'all, honestly, in my personal opinion, this man right here is a damn legend, no matter what. Him, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Rocky. Y'all know who I'm talking about when I say Rocky. Otherwise, the point is, many men like Arnold, Rocky, Van Dell, guys like that, they are all legends to me, y'all. On some serious shit. They are all legends. Alright, let's continue.
I believe that. I'm quiet and good in what I do. They needed them to see me as a legend, so that they could take them to die in a sweltering jungle. We went on more missions than I can remember. We didn't fire until we were fired at. They thought that it was my code. It wasn't. I was waiting and watching. Our last mission was an evac app in the Congo. A private munition base had gone dark. When we arrived, they'd been dead for days. Bodies strung up on floodlights around the base, all of them skinned, some missing skulls and spines. We secured the site and waited for backup to arrive. In the heat of the day, I stared into the waves of heat coming off the concrete.
Hang on, y'all, before we continue, I also wanted to point that out right there. When he just said some of their skulls and spines were taken, right? Here's another thing that the Predators have as a code, right? That I've also realized whenever they do track down their prey, whether it's one person or not, right? In some occasions, the Predators see some of their prey as either between of trophies and or beings that they can use for whatever skills and or technique they use and put into effect in a way. Which, if y'all look at the new Predator movie called The Predator from 2018, right, it can show you a brief schematic of how of the little kid seeing how the Predators take pieces of DNA, whether it's from like other alien beings, little creatures, hell, even people, they put it into their own their own beings, their own people, at least their other warriors, as if making it or whatever they have into their own DNA, right? That would mean the Predator that was there, that strung up all the people and everything, right, had what probably was the case, that between two things he actually saw, some that were worth his time to take their skulls and spines and everything to make them as trophies, because they actually gave him a pretty good hassle and are worth his attention to take from, while the rest were like, it was alright, but not good enough, right? That's probably what that was. Or if not that, probably they have done some pretty decent skill sets that the Predator recognized as something worth his observation and or worth his time to also still take their spines and everything as trophies just for that. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. It could be one of the two. Could be both. But I'm just sharing my opinion of what I believe and everything else. Just my humble opinion. Alright, here we go.
Thinking that any minute they might come alive as the invisible killer. And then they did. I didn't wait. I unloaded every round I had. Trusting me, my team fired in the same direction. It wasn't the first time I'd done it, but this time I knew what I was looking for. It was so fast. We couldn't hit it. We panicked, and stray rounds struck the crate of RPGs. And that explosion hit other munitions that exploded. By the time the smoke cleared, the demon was dead, but so were all my men. I took samples of its blood, pieces of its anatomy, and what tech that I could salvage. And then I burned everything. Then it disappeared. I never checked in with HQ. As far as I know, I was counted among the dead.
See that, y'all? That right there and then. And once again, he has escaped death by the damn predator. In a matter of speaking, unfortunately, all his other men did die, yes. However, it wasn't quite his original team and everything. Just like he said, he just put together a random ass group, excuse the language, YouTube, and just put a team together that was just following for whatever, while he went off to actually do the main mission that he set out to do himself. But always check that out. You know what I mean? He actually got that one. However, if y'all recall what he just said too, that this one was faster and whatnot. So that would mean each time whenever a predator goes down to Earth for some odd reason to hunt down human beings for either trophies or so, right? It comes back better, stronger, faster, more smarter. Who knows? But either way, the point is though that they do upgrade themselves in a way. They do get better after every time, whether it's from the last predator that died that went there that they know about, or they just find out whatever of a sample, whether it's from a person, another alien, creature, animal, whatever the case may be. They take the piece that's within the spinal cord itself, right? That actually gives the ability of whatever to any animal, person, whatever the case may be. They grab it, they yank the shit out of it, out their spines and whatnot, and apply it into their chemical, sciencey shits, and put them into their other predators. You know what I mean? But it only depends on if they can see it, if they can find it, if they can recognize it, then they do such a thing. You know what I mean? Because like I said, back in 2018, that the slideshow the kids saw, and from what Dutch just said too, like as far as we know, they've been doing it for as long as whatever, centuries, something, y'all. You know what I mean? Anyways, that is the end of today's tape clips. I don't know what to call this. Well, I'm gonna find a name though. But nonetheless, y'all, thanks for watching and or listening. Make sure we stay safe out there from the virus and everything by covering our faces with our masks. Hopefully, you guys wear the kind of masks that are appropriate and that will really help you guys out. You know what I mean? And make sure we cover our well with our bodies, which of course up to you guys or wherever you guys live out there in the world. Up to you, no problem. No problem. And make sure we stay safe out there from crazy people, whether they're in the streets and or in the stores still. Regardless of either factor, y'all, I still highly recommend to do both. And once again, y'all, Black lives do matter, yes. However, within my personal and humble opinion, all lives do matter. No matter who, what, or where you're from, all lives matter, okay? Otherwise, y'all, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for more epic gameplay clip videos. I don't know what to, or tape videos. I don't know what to call it still, y'all. Technically, it's not gameplay, so I probably won't put this as an episode. But still, nonetheless, I'm going to upload it as something. You know what I mean? Maybe, recorded tapes, part 1. Bam. I'm going to do that, y'all. Whenever such a thing as this, whether it's like tapes or so, whether it's from a gameplay or something like this as an extra thing to listen to, either way, I'm going to put that, y'all. Right? But probably not as an episode, because, we're just listening as far as we are all concerned with. Maybe watch, but still, nonetheless. Alright. Make sure we do that, y'all, alright? Alright. Otherwise, always remember this, y'all. Never forget to push past your limits. Excuse me, burp. and go beyond maximum overdrive. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all. I would say tomorrow, but I could be busy tomorrow. So I'm gonna see y'all maybe Sunday again. Or so, if not, probably next week. Alright, y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.